That's
present
right.
every year. But we're glad to be back. We ran it in 11, 12,
16,
16, 17, and so here we are again. So I've got a list of things to talk to you guys about. Some of y'all have heard this spiel before from me. Some of it, if you don't know, the Crystal Ball is the Community Foundation's only event that raises money for the actual foundation. Not raising endowed funds for projects in Clarksdale, projects in Tutwiler, or Sumner, or Greenwood, or wherever. It raises money for the foundation. What do I mean by that? Rent, the note on the building, for example, the electric bill. It's part of the staff salaries and are covered by grant. So it is absolutely critical in the success of the foundation and its ability to continue to do all the good work. I don't know what the total is that the foundation has distributed to nonprofits in our footprint, but it's got to be 30 something.
6 million?
36 million dollars. So in our footprint, which is now expanded to I believe 13 counties, that is a significant reinvestment in people doing good things in our little corner of Mississippi. So this event is crucial to the continued success of the foundation in that regard. Now, on to the fun stuff. The last couple of years have been anomalous aberrations because of COVID and such. Remember, 2 years ago, the ball had to be kind of switched from a live event to a virtual event when everybody was still trying to figure out what the hell is a virtual event.
But it was great.
The Bella Pennies were the co-chairs, Mike and Liz, and they did that fabulously. That was a very well produced curveball event. And then, God bless them, last year they were steaming ahead towards the great live event, kind of resurrect the Crystal Ball, take it back to a big black tie thing. The second round or whatever round of COVID came back around, and then we had all kinds of complications with the fallout from that, and the thing ended up having to be canceled right last minute. So, sort of as an homage to them, because they did a tremendous amount of work over those 2 strange years, we have decided to continue with the theme they had planned for last year to this year. I would like to, I don't know if I'm supposed to talk to Chief and Stacy about this, but I do want to give, I'm going to bring them up on stage and acknowledge their dedication to it, because they need it. I mean, they really went way beyond the call of duty and did a great job despite all those years.
Very good.
So, that theme, by the way, if you didn't know or forgot, that theme is Havana. Sort of a Cuban, Caribbean type thing.
We do have a new artwork. Do you have that poster, y'all? Yes, it is on doors. But we do have a poster.
Sometimes we've had lots of posters. But we have lots of posters in a stash.
We have. We're going to hand them out in every
there we go.
all
right, so
there we go. Thank you. This is Lauren, our new intern, y'all.
All right, so a cool bit of graphic design. It was done, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Stacy in-house.
That's right. That's right.
How about that?
Olivia right here did it.
Where'd you go? Where'd Olivia go?
There's Olivia.
Oh, right.
That was great. Saving money.
Olivia did a great job on these. Olivia is also going to do some other stuff for us to put inside the arena, some other kind of new ideas we're working on. But we have lots of these. If you want to take one, put it on the window at your office or what have you, feel free to take some. 1, 2, 10, whichever. All right? That would be fantastic. Okay. The Stars of Hope. Right here. They're also a redo. They also committed. Ben and Aaron and Napier from HGTV now got involved with the hometown show. They're getting increasingly more busy every year, and for them to not only commit to coming last year, they also to commit to come back was a huge gift to Foundation. So that's going to be great. And they're genuinely nice people. They'll be around all night.
And they're genuinely excited to be here.
Yeah.
They're going to be around all night.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like excited to wear a dress and tucks. They're excited to be around y'all. So
Okay, that's exciting.
All right. Again, as I kind of jokingly said earlier, this is kind of everything that's old is new again. We're trying to basically pick up the baton from last year moving forward. So all of the community stars from last year, they're all getting recognition. So Bartholomew Orr from Brown Baptist Church, he's one of the community stars. Chesley Presley from the Diaper Bank in Clark State, she's a community star. Nonprofit of the Year is the Emmett Till Interpretive Center in Sumner, which if you haven't been to that, please go. It's fabulous. Extremely well done. And then the Business of the Year is Sephora at the big distribution center in Oliver. They employ a bunch of people with disabilities and other challenges and that sort of thing. So they're all on that. The band this year is going to be a little bit of a curveball. Is a band from Alabama and Georgia called Big Sideways. It's a much more rock and roll-y feel than what we've had. It's not the big, 10-piece band with horns and keys and background singers and that sort of thing. It's 5 guys, I think, and it's much more rock and roll-y, much more, I don't know what the right word is, I'm just going to throw this out there, a little more star power in the way they act, then.
But what really everyone cares about is it going to get dance?
It's not going to be Freebird, because one of the guys in the back of his guitar goes upside down and says no Freebird. It's not going to be Earth, Wind, and Fire, the 12-piece band. It's going to be a rock and roll-y band. They do a lot of like mashups and mix-ups of music that probably your kids like, rock and roll-y vibe. So, but they're very much rock star personas. So it's going to be a little bit of a different thing. All right, we are glad y'all are all here. This is our volunteer kickoff party. We do have QR code. What are those QR codes?
see on the middle of the table here.
All right. I can't see that. Scan the barcode. So, thank you, man. If you want to volunteer for a particular committee, you can take your phone, turn on your camera, hit that code. You can follow the prompts to then devote yourself to whatever committee you would like. The ones that everybody is, the committees that everybody is always interested in, first and most favorite for most people is decor, decorating. Historically, that has been our biggest challenge for that giant, naked concrete steel room. We're in that room, frankly, if y'all don't know, it's the only building that's big enough to hold this event in DeSoto County. We can't go to the Lander Center for innumerable reasons. This is the only place that will hold us.
Or anywhere.
Yeah, we can't do it in Tennessee, and we can't do it at the Lander Center. This is the only spot. Consequently, we had to import everything into that building: every fork, knife, napkin, chair, table, cocktail skewer, flour, whatever. It's all got to be trucked in. And dressing that event, or dressing that room up to hold the Black Tie event is always a huge undertaking. And Janice can attest, in years past, it has been a 20-hour day, 7 days a week, construction project to truck in a bunch of paint, 2x4s, plywood, all this stuff. Sometimes we've had contractors, and sometimes we've had construction and training crews in there to build things. That is taking days and days and hours of labor to do that. And it's intensive on the volunteers. It takes a ton of people to do it. But this year we hope that we have broken the code and found a new way to do this. So my sister-in-law, who I've been collaborating with, trying to help us with decorating stuff, found that Carl Lagerfeld, chief designer for Chanel, had some fabulous party in Miami. And it was a Havana themed party. And he had these giant backdrops, some of them 20 feet tall, 40 feet wide. Giant backdrops around his party. Well, my sister-in-law tracked down the people that made the backdrops, and they still have them. So we have arranged, and we've already rented those backdrops. So instead of constructing the facade out of wood, plywood, and paint of a downtown Havana street, like you might see in Crystal or Old San Juan, something like that, we're going to have these huge backdrops. What that's going to eliminate, I hope, is the untold hours of painting and hammering and screwing and coating and moving and all of that. So that's going to be a considerable improvement. It's going to be a different look. We're going to probably hang those backdrops from the pipe and drape, typically circle the arena. Where that won't work, we call dead hanging from the ceilings with rigging point production people. But we hope that we will have that erected probably Wednesday, to be done. Except for just dressing up the table. But we are going to try to incorporate some of the craftier projects that some of y'all might have worked on last year. You've seen there's some white fedoras, some straw Panama hats, kind of sprinkled around. There were some things that we're going to incorporate those last year. There's some other things that were going to be allocated for photo op placement, that sort of thing. We're going to do all that. We're probably going to have a lot more soft seatings, a lot more cafe lights, try to make it feel, try to approximate that you were in an old part of Havana, an old part of down San Juan. I know it's Puerto Rico. Anybody been to Havana? One person. All right. Anybody been to San Juan? See? Okay. If you want to help with the decor, we are going to need help staging all this soft seating and cafe lights. That's the centerpiece. My sister-in-law is going to try to take over the centerpiece portion, but that's going to be kind of labor intensive, so we're going to have some stuff in that department.
And still like the photo op area.
Yeah, right, the craftier things, the photo op areas, things that some of those things were done, 75% done last year. Janice, you were doing some of that last year, right? So what can you tell us, what had y'all done? I know the Panama hat thing, that big thing. What else had y'all done last year?
A million leaves.
Oh, yeah.
Make palm trees.
Yes, beautiful.
And we painted a bunch of crates.
Yeah.
We had a
Push card or something?
Yeah, we had a card.
You have some flies from palm trees, don't you? Yeah.
Mushrooms.
The blue wall. I mean,
Yeah, we did the blue
the
wall.
lighted wall. Oh, the big pineapple, yeah.
So once we have a better idea of who's going to be on team decorating, we probably need to have a smaller meeting. Let's review what we've done, what we've got access to, what we can incorporate, what we can reutilize, and then fold that into what we're doing with the big backdrops and the soft seating.
I bet Keith's got pictures of all that stuff.
You're probably right. He's probably sent them to me a time or two.
Maybe.
Community Foundation Flickr.
What's
It's on
that?
there. It's on the Flickr for the Community Foundation Flickr to be on it. And YouTube.
All right. Sponsorships, that's a huge one. We need help with sponsorships. We have some sponsorship packets available. If you want to take those back to your employer, or if you have friends that might need sponsorships. No. We do not have a sponsorship chairperson yet for that committee. If anyone would like to volunteer in that capacity, please do. It is probably, aside from decorating, it is probably the most labor intensive and probably the most stressful. But it really is the most important when it comes to the financial success of the event.
You'll be working with me.
Don't discourage people there.
Everybody one time. The sponsorships are the big injections of cash that fund the financial success of the event. Ticket sales certainly help, but a lot of the tickets are sold inside of sponsorships, so the more sponsorships we sell, the better off the event's going to do in the bottom line. We need help in the area of identifying and obtaining auction items. Now, the auction has kind of morphed over the years from bring us anything we can sell, 1,000 little things, to we've tried to condense that into big experiences that are perhaps more enjoyable to the person that buys them, and then more valuable for the foundation as the beneficiary of the auction proceeds. So when I say something like an experience, I'm talking about, it doesn't have to be a trip, but that's what everybody thinks about. So I'll make one of those. So if we got somebody to donate, for example, a flight to Orlando. Say somebody's got $1 million Delta Airlines, they're going to say, you know what, I'm going to donate two tickets to Orlando. Somebody else has a bunch of Disney connections or points, and they can do whatever 5 nights at the Polynesian in Orlando, Disney. You can get somebody else to donate something else. We put together a little package, if you will, a package of these things. We'll call that the Disney experience. That's what we're talking about. We would prefer that sort of thing. It doesn't have to be Disney. It doesn't have to be that far. It could be, deer hunt and duck hunt in the Mississippi Delta, over a weekend. It could be
A weekend in Oxford.
Weekend in Oxford. Millie has graciously donated his house in Oxford next baseball season for the national champion Ole Miss Rebels.
County.
Yes, and we've tried to do that too, to try to do things county by county, not necessarily, but if someone wanted to, say, do a Bolivar County experience with an overnight, a Friday and Saturday night at what's the new hotel?
Cotton House.
Cotton House. And then dinner somewhere Friday and dinner somewhere Saturday, that sort of thing. It doesn't have to be a zillion
And it
dollars.
can be a few gift certificates shopping. They have a beautiful light show at Christmas, and it can be all wrapped together in a package.
And don't we already have confirmed a private tour of the McCarty facility?
Yes. Yes.
All right,
Tara,
so-
tell us about that.
Yeah, so Stephen has agreed to allow for 2 people to come and have an experience to have their own piece created and watch it being made by the artisan. So we're working on getting a donor to pay for the actual piece because he's donated to have lunch and all of that, and then the opportunity to do that, and then we've got to get a donor to donate the piece. But we'll get it all together. It's going to be a one-of-a-kind experience to have something that you were there, got to help be a part of, and hopefully actually get your hands on while they're making it. So it's going to be a really cool opportunity.
Could you give us some insight on some of the other big things we've already got commitments for?
I'm gonna call out my husband. We had a cat.
Which one is your husband?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This one right here. We had a casting blast trip, so you can go to the White River in Arkansas, and you can go fly fishing with 2 people and have an overnight stay. And what we do need between your fly fishing trip and your quail hunt in Tallahatchie County with an overnight stay is possibly a night or 2 at the Peabody or somewhere in between. So that makes it a whole 4 to 5 day package that someone would like to bid on. Keith, would you like to tell us about John Lennon?
Well, before I say about John Lennon's sister who will host you in Liverpool, how cool is that, right? Madeline Cook got us 2 flights and a steerman over the Mississippi River at sunset. Now, that is something you could never just go buy on the open market. So, Pat Tigert, who lives in Memphis, introduced me years ago to John Lennon's half-sister, Julia Baird. Julia Baird and her partner come to the Mississippi Delta every year and spend about 2 months just enjoying the blues, and they stay at the Shack Up Inn in Clarksdale. So I got Tom Pittman on the phone with Julia Baird. Tom, in his smooth way, asked Julia if she would donate a weekend in Liverpool, and she agreed. She will host 4 people in Liverpool, England, take them to the Cavern Club, take them to Strawberry Fields, take them on a personal tour of Liverpool, and tell them what life is like growing up with John Lennon. Can you imagine that?
Priceless. You can't buy that.
You cannot buy that. And so she is really, I mean, I know this is live on Facebook, but she has said she could do 2 of those packages depending on how much they sell. Laird Hamberlin, originally from Greenville, Mississippi, who runs Safari International, one of the largest hunting lobbying organizations in America, he has donated a hunt for 4 in Argentina, and we had that last year. Doug went in Argentina, and that brought in $5,000 last year. So Stacey knows there are a few of those.
Yeah.
Big ticket.
So, yeah, those are big ticket items, and we're looking for those experiences.
Well, look.
Hang on,
Look, if you're on LinkedIn now, just keep mining LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, tweet people. I have sent messages to David John from Shark Tank, asking him for a tribute video to the Emmett Till Center. So I know we're talking to you about auction items, but we want to bring people, name people in who care about causes that matter. The Emmett Till Center matters, right?
Yeah.
It matters. Damon John answered me on LinkedIn. Can you believe that? He answered me. And he said, here's my email address. Send this request to my people. So I've sent it twice. So when you're thinking about volunteering, just keep thinking about all those people that are out there that need to be taking care of the causes that matter in our region, and let's go get them.
That's right.
Bring them in money or in person.
So, those are some of the auction experiences we have and we're thinking about. We want people to come to the Crystal Ball to bid on experiences that they cannot get anywhere else. They can't go to any other event around the region and get that. So if you have any kind of behind the scenes, hookup, anything, I mean, think outside the box. Even if you just want to be part of auction, but you're like, I don't know if I can do something like that, get a bunch of restaurant gift cards in a town, and we'll say, eat for a month in Hernando, or eat for a year in Oxford, wherever you want to do. Things like that, but some kind of experience that people will bid on. Do y'all have questions about, oh yeah?
I hate going to ask for anything. I do. I hate it. I don't want to ask anybody for anything. I don't care if it's a quarter. I don't. Right. So, give us some tips for people like me. When you want to go, hey, can I get a $20 gift certificate too?
Well, I would start in by saying, hey, we're holding this event to help over 800 nonprofits in Northwest Mississippi, and Aaron and Ben Napier of Hometown are going to be honored at our event. So we would like to see if you want to be a part of that.
And I give them this.
That's right. That's right.
That annual report that Stacey put together is powerful. That speaks to our mission.
And it is very good. I've already been through this. So, but yeah, so where can we get more of these if we just really want to get some of these out?
We have a few more to give out, but Keith has more. We're in
We
the
will buy
process.
more right here on the
No, because we're in the process of creating our 20th anniversary philanthropic report this
That's
year.
right, because this is 2021.
That's right. That's right.
Report.
Yes.
That's right. Okay.
So y'all, as we talk about Crystal Ball, remember 2022 is our 20th year of connecting people who care with causes that matter.
I'll say one thing.
Yeah.
When we started this in 2002, I think that first year we gifted, we granted $250.
Yes, sir.
How much have we granted since then?
36 million?
It's because of you guys. We didn't raise this money to operate the foundation. We could not have done that. So, to you.
Kind of reconfigure some things about how the auction is, how it operates. We're going to try to change some of the user interface part of that, getting away from housing all those little things and doing all of that extra labor intensive stuff. So that's going to feel a little bit different. Kind of incorporate some higher technology things to make the interface better. We're going to have probably have some things, some of the big ticket items will be available for people to bid online. But we haven't, because we're not Sotheby's or whoever, we haven't figured out a way to sync the remote bidding with the live bidding so that we don't end up having a problem. So we're probably going to take a handful of things, make them available to be bid on online, and then have some things that we're going to bid on in person so that we can add that excitement, give Ricky something to do, run around with the auction flyer. Nobody lives for that as much as Ricky. All right, we're going to have the same, the bar, the catering, all that's going to be familiar to you. No earth-shattering changes there. But you certainly, if you want to volunteer to be involved with catering in some capacity, be involved with the bar in some capacity, the wine pool, that sort of thing. Rolling around whether or not we're going to do like a cigar pool, maybe.
We have to. That's a no-brainer.
So, if you want to volunteer for that sort of thing, that's great. The production stuff is going to be, this is what I really like. The nuts and bolts and the speakers and the lights and all that. That's going to be same vendors. We're pulling the PA from the Botanical Garden and the FedEx Forum. That's the PA that we use. The speakers, the same company, the same gear. It's literally the FedEx Forum PA rig, Botanical Garden PA rig. We're packing all up, bring it in. They'll load that in on Tuesday or whatever. Steven, jack it up. It's world class.
It's his favorite part. I don't know if y'all picked up on
A few years ago, we incorporated, we've always, well, at least since 2011, and I was far back before that even. We had video projection screens, but by modern standards, those are a little bit dull, the resolution's a little bit less crisp than what we're accustomed to. So a few years ago, we started bringing in the video rig from the Botanical Garden. Same thing, same one they use in the forum. They pack all that up, they bring it down. So we're going to have these giant, kind of like a jumbotron. In years past, we've had two big screens, because those things are about 3 by 3 squares. You can stick them together like Legos. We've had one on the left, one on the right. At Keith's suggestion, he wanted to make it give a little bit different feel. Last year, our plan was to do the same thing this year. We're going to reconfigure those video walls, put them in some different locations so that the stage feels more like what you would see at an award show on TV. The Emmys, the Grammys, the Oscars, that sort of thing. So that's going to look a little bit different. We talked about having 2 stages. That was the plan. The backdrop thing materialized. That might change. But regardless, we're going to have a fabulous looking stage. It's going to look pro. It's not going to look like a high school prom.
Like an awards show.
Yeah, an award show. It's good. Yeah, I've been trying to work that out for a year. What she's talking about is a sniffer. You know, I've been wanting to have a giant curtain that doesn't fall with gravity. Then you got to have stage hands clear it. There's a thing called a sniffer that hangs in the corner, and then with a bunch of relays and stuff, it sniffs or sucks up the curtain from the back. tenth of a second. Giant, a football field size turf. But
That's real fancy.
it's also really expensive. Haven't ever worked that. We probably will have some pyrotechnics. I like that too. I just like that for a whiz bang effect. Cold sparks, fire, something. I don't know.
Any fire?
Maybe. So the production thing is going to be great. The production side is going to be great. Let's see here. We will need some help with logistics around the arena. If you're willing to serve in that capacity again, that would be great. Helping move things around. Inevitably, we have lots of trailers, things that need to be put here, there, yonder, all that kind of stuff. That'd be fantastic. Yes, sir.
Didn't the quantity, the number of seats increase last year? Is it still going to be increased for this year?
Yes, we are adding. So if you remember in years past, there was that green rail that went all the way around and kind of a big oval. A few years ago, they took that out and they leveled the concrete. So what that did was give us the ability to push the perimeter of our facility, which we're operating, push it way out. And that has given us the ability to add a bunch of tables. So we've increased the capacity of the event by about 400 seats. Wow. So about 1,400-ish, right around that
Give or take.
ballpark.
It's a big party.
So it's a bunch. It's a bunch. Let's see here. That is, I want to keep you guys here all night. There's some other changes. We're tinkering with the sponsorship levels. Some of that's because of supply and demand. Fortunately, the demand has been so high for this event in years past that we can kind of demand more from the sponsors when it comes to the entry-level sponsorship. But it's going to be a great event. It's going to depend on y'all's involvement, y'all's willingness to help. That week leading up to the event, the 7 days that precede the actual night, that will be crunch time. But we can't wait until those 7 days get here. We got to get it now. We've already got a lot of stuff lined up, teed up, in the queue, but now we're getting down to crunch time. Football season is upon us as of Saturday, so it'll be gone and then it'll be time for football. So, anybody have any questions, comments, suggestions? We've been talking a long time. I'm sure somebody has something to ask.
Just to touch that right quick, where did you say this was?
Oh, the arena in South Haven. All right, so just in case you don't know where that is, if you go down Goodman, go across 55, go to Highway 51, hang a right, go north, and you go about a mile or so on the right. There's a big giant.
You go maybe a quarter of a mile.
Yeah, not a mile.
It's gonna be right there. You can't miss it.
Big Greek monument sign that says the arena in South Haven. Usually the LED part doesn't work.
I think
That's
there's
where it
the
is.
South
There's
Haven Police.
the emergency center is now in
Emergency
there.
center or something there. Yeah.
They used to have a lot of facilities. Used to have a lot of gun shows and stuff there.
Flea market. Flea market.
And now it's volleyball, like a giant indoor.
It's actually at a red light. If you turn at the red light, I think it's the first red light there. There's a red light there on Chesterfield. They're not Chesterfield. Dorchester. Yeah, it's at Dorchester.
Once you turn off
there.
51, like it's gonna be your next big type of.
People hear the arena in South Haven and they go, "Oh, it's that thing on 51." It's not that thing.
We wish it was that way. It's just not funny.
It's not the Lander Center.
Yeah.
The name of it is actually the arena itself. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Going once, going twice. All right. Thank y'all for coming. If you have
I have a
any
question.
okay.
So when are we gonna do this again? Like in a month or two, or are we not? Are we gonna try to bring things?
Yes.
Whole thing?
Yes, we want to have a little party every month.
If we
Can. That depends on everybody using these QR codes and signing up though. And I just want to emphasize, that does not lock you into a commitment. We just want to know if you're interested, so we can inform you of what's going on, and if you want to be pulled in, absolutely. But that helps us know, hey, these people want to help us with sponsorship. These people want to help us with auction. These people want to help us with logistics, whatever it may be. And you can help with multiple things. Don't worry.
And you can just show up on
Yes.
any given day during that preceding week
Yes.
and do whatever might need to get done that day.
And I want to. That's for letting Scott camp out at the arena for a whole week.
We're not staying in the office, so we run our own business and starting that maybe that Sunday night I won't sing at all. The office definitely won't sing.
That's my favorite part of this whole thing.
Yeah.
She ends up being Pat the light guy at midnight. I don't know, rolling up cables, putting gaffer's tape on the floor.
But you love it.
But that is my favorite part.
I love it. You wouldn't do it again.
If there is something that we haven't touched on that you think you could bring to the table, by all means, please let us know. Scan that QR code, give us your email so we can contact you and we can get in touch. I want to let y'all know with sponsorships, like Scott said, we had such an overwhelming response last year. We were having issues releasing individual tickets. Okay, we had such a huge response on Spain. Yeah, it's a good problem to have.
And what she's talking about specifically was
Wow.
there were people on the waiting list who were expecting to get tickets, and there were no tickets to be had because we had sold them some sponsorships, which again, supply and demand, a great problem to have.
So we hope we have kind of hoped that this year the sponsorship deadline is a month earlier than it normally is. So if you or someone you know wants to sponsor, the deadline is November 7th. So we can then get a month to get our stuff together, figure out if we do have tickets and tables available, and we will open those up on December 5th. Okay?
I think I said that wrong a second ago, just so y'all understand what the issue was. By the time we opened up the floor for purchasing of individual tickets, most of the seats had been consumed by sponsorship. So people that were, I don't know, just Bob and Mary, who historically have gone as a couple, they're going, oh yeah, we got to buy our, Crystal Ball tickets. Well, by the time Bob and Mary, the door opens for Bob and Mary to buy their tickets, we've sold way more sponsorships than we thought, and there were no tickets to be had. So we're trying to tinker with those thresholds so that we can make sure that Bob and Mary can buy 2 standalone tickets. You don't have to buy a sponsorship.
And Brenda and Karen, do y'all want to touch on what we're doing with volunteers this year?
Yeah, that's what we were
Well, I was going to say that you don't have to worry about having the ticket because we have a very special VIP space for volunteers. I understand this year we're going to have the same food that's served on the floor. You just won't have a seat on the floor, but you will have a seat in our volunteer space that we'll have. That's very special.
Yeah, we're going to have a bunch of high top tables and some seating where we hold our VIP area. And once that's done, that's turning into our volunteer area. So y'all are in the VIP area. You get to have the same food as a guest. If you absolutely want to sit on the floor at a table, and we know we have additional tickets, the price is $175 this year. And that is just like Scott said, because of supply and demand. We've never raised the price on tickets, and the 20th anniversary of the Community Foundation is just the time to do it.
And does anybody remember what they cost 2 years ago?
Right.
Yeah.
Of course they do.
To be clear, just to clarify, if you want to sit at a table, you need a sponsor ticket or you purchase a full price ticket. If you are working that night, you will come in, you'll work your shift, whatever you sign up with Brenda and I for, and then you're free to enjoy the night. You just won't have a seat at the table.
And y'all, it will not be like it has in the past. This is going to be a really upscale, easy volunteer area for y'all, okay? We appreciate y'all that have been here for years and years, and we appreciate y'all that are new this year, and we want to show y'all that at the Crystal Ball. So,
I love these changes.
Yay. Before we go, go, though, I also want to recognize and thank some of our board members that are here tonight. Billy Myers. There is my new board member.
Becky was here. They had to.
She had to go.
Okay, Cole, yeah, our chairman, Coley was here with his wife Kathy, and our new board member Becky Beard. I do want to recognize Eleanor Gill, though, as a former chair lady. And Scott is a former chairman also. Have I missed
Stacey, before we go though, let's bring up the staff. Staff members, let's bring up the staff members. Come on up.
You just won't take those pictures.
He does.
These are the people that do all the work. Now, come on.
This is also our staff right here.
Yeah, these are the people who do all the work, and we are losing. That she's leaving.
Kristen came to us when she was still in high school as an intern, and
years old.
she came to us through the Brown Youth Initiative program at Brown Baptist. That's how we found her. So bringing in another nonprofit.
And if you have an opportunity, one of your businesses to bring in someone from that program, we suggest it would be a great idea.
Nice. Awesome.
You gonna be here for the ball?
Absolutely.
We can't make it without her. She's coming. I've already told her to tell her work. She's got to be on. She starts her big girl job Tuesday.
Thank y'all for coming.
Thank you.
I didn't want you to say the ball.